So this is my most recent bike. It's a competition trials bike. And before that, I was riding a street trials bike, which is my Inspired Hex. And I'd been wanting to ride a competition trials bike for some time because where I live, there are really not that many great spots for doing street trials. And most of the moves I work on anyway are more like what you do on a pure trials bike. They're just more like really basic trials moves. I'm not that good at doing tricks and stuff on the street trials bike. So yeah, mainly the idea in getting this bike is to see if it will help me progress and get better at doing certain moves that I wanted to work on. I wasn't really sure what this bike was going to feel like, so in the beginning I just had to get used to the new geometry, and also the position on this bike is quite different, especially with the bars tilted forward like that. It takes some time to get used to, but in the end I'm now feeling quite comfortable on this bike. And like here, doing side hops and stuff, it's something that was quite tricky with the street trials bike. I just couldn't find the right technique to do it, and it seems to come more naturally with this bike. Also here I had to get used to like doing pedal kicks. I was used to like bunny hopping up stuff, and so it's a different technique, but just takes some time getting used to the timing you need. And but overall, like, being on the back wheel, I have so much more balance with this bike. Just the position, the wheelbase is longer. Also going over high obstacles, you can get over things really well with this bike. The other bike was just a bit short for doing that. So overall I feel like I'll be able to go a bit further with this bike. I think I'll progress faster with this bike, and in the end, I enjoyed this bike just as much as a street trials bike. There are a few things that I can't do with this bike, like backwards nose manuals or G-turns, and work on those are things that I was really working on, and I can't really do it with this bike. And I find it hard to switch from one bike to another. It really throws me off once I get back on the street trials bike and kind of lose my marks, and it takes some time to readjust. Like here, doing up to fronts is something that I was a bit more precise with the street trials bike, but I couldn't really do an up to front on anything that was very high. This is not that high, but still it's a bit too high for my street trials bike. And with the competition trials bike, I feel like I have a lot to learn, and there's a lot of space for me to like go higher. I feel I'm not as intimidated by doing this move on something that's high. So I feel that I can still make a lot of progress with this move. But I'm not saying that you can't do any of this on the street trials bike. It's just that for me, it seems like now with this bike, I can make a lot of progress. It seems like every time I go out, I'm making small steps in the right direction. There's just always a little bit of stuff, little things to work on that I'm getting better at. And I was kind of hitting a wall with the street trials bike in a way. And that could just be because I was where I live, the environment and everything is just not great for doing street trials. So it kind of makes sense doing it with this bike. I might go back and switch back to the street trials bike in the end, but for now, I'm enjoying this bike, and we'll see how much progress I'm able to make. And yeah, I will be posting videos regularly to keep track of my progression, and hopefully I will look back at this video and the videos I've made in the beginning to see how far I've gone.